We have a chapter in Brazil, the Black Panther Party Club.
Oh yeah, I had no idea.
Chairwoman, Deputy Chairwoman Suzette, and I think it was in Sao Paulo. I forget what we was at. We went through the favelas and other places, and it blew me away. Yeah. People don't speak English. I'm talking the respect for the Black Panther Party. I said, and all humble, I said that great visionary Minister UEP Newton himself,
yes, sir, cannot
assess the impact that the Black Panther Party had. You know what I'm saying? It transcends geographical,
yes, sir,
gender, and generational lines.
We group us up like ants in a colony. Organize the wealth into a socialist economy. A way of life based off the common needs. And all my comrades is ready, we can spread the scene. And all my comrades is ready, we can spread the scene. And all my comrades is ready, we can spread the scene.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Subversive History. We are here on Madison, California, Chicago, with a man who is a legend in his own right and also the son of a legend, Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. Chairman, thank you so much for meeting with us today and having this conversation with us. Personally, you know what I mean, I find your father to be probably one of the most inspirational Americans to ever live, for everything that he was able to accomplish and the legacy that he was able to leave. Passing away at just 21 years old is remarkable. So I just want to point that out, and I wanted to say thank you so much for being here and speaking with us.
Right on. Okay, well, I'm honored and humbled to be here. You know what I'm saying? We on the historical stomping ground. We on a historical day, which I go a little too more in detail as we dialogue, as we talk.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to say first off is, obviously I have questions regarding your father, but I want to make sure this interview is about you as well. Can you let our audience know what you do as an activist? You know, because I don't want to just talk past you to just talk about your father. I want to talk about what you are actively doing today as well,
right,
to carry on the legacy.
Yeah, right on. Well, I think it's, I guess with my bio, I always say, I'm honored, we honored, when I say I'm the international chairman of the Black Panther Party Cubs, an organization that's carrying on the legacy of the Black Panther Party. And we say it's a tough act to follow, but we attempt to not walk in their footsteps, but their Panther Paul steps. I'm the son of, I gotta put, this is a major part of who I am. In fact, a match with our organization is we are the great-grandchildren of Garvey, offspring of Malcolm, and the Cubs of Panthers. I say that because a lot of times, people have a reactionary assessment of who they are or who, different stages in history. So really, it's ironic that if you're not about to have this discussion right now, this time period, what's going on, and like even how kind of, some people say it's kind of eerie, like the similarities.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying, of that.
From 1968 at the DNC, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You got Vietnam, you got Gaza, you got 68, you got 2024.
Yes, no doubt about it. So, but that one of the dynamics of dialectical materialism, history like a spiral. You see some of the events, but you moving forward.
Yes, sir.
But to go to the heart of your question, I'm honored and humbled to be the international chairman of the Black Panther Party Cubs. The streets are, when our matches, the streets are our office. I work out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Sad to say, but the reality is we still grappling with a lot of those issues that, Chairman Fred, the Black Panther Party, we're grappling with, ranging from political prisoners to many people euphemistically refer to as police brutality, but we refer to as police terrorism.
Yes, sir.
As we just mentioned, the myriad accounts of U.S. aggression on international cases, yes, as well as the war that's been continuously waged on the Black community and other colonized peoples right here in the confines of the United States. So we, put it in sometimes not in a nutshell, but in many cases in the jail cell, from a jail cell, revolutionary. I'm a revolutionary.
So can you just give a general explanation for the audience of what is the philosophy of the Black Panther Party and why has it remained relevant over the decades since the time that they were in their main existence?
Right on. The Black Panther Party organization, that was that started October 15, 1966 by Minister of Defense UEP Newton, Chairman Bobby Seale, an organization that literally turned the communities into classrooms, and specifically the Black Panther Party, as well as the Black Panther Party Cubs, we say fight for self-determination. And I know sometimes different terms can sound cliche-ish, and they get watered down, yes, but basically the right to determine the destiny of our own communities. And armed with their politics, it's a politics that provided for such forces as Chairman Frey, who authored the Rainbow Coalition.
Yes, sir.
To form principal coalitions, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
With different dynamics in the city. It must be noted too, in the city that for all practical purposes was, and still to this day, is the most segregated city in the country, if not the world.
I didn't know that, yeah.
And that dynamic of fighting for self-determination, dealing with also in this city the race as well as the class contradiction. And I say that by self-determination because a lot of times, a lot of entities position that we should have coalitions, we should get together, but it comes at the expense of self-determination. The Black Panther Party, the party line, the Black Panther Party Cubs, that's not our thing. In fact, we honored to have some forces out here right now, the Young Lords out here today. We did with the indigenous community, Tiny House Warriors.
Yes, sir.
It was right there in Standard Rock, North Dakota, challenging the pipelines.
Yes, sir.
But our solidarity does not come at the price of, trying to attempt to deprive any of these forces from their respective self-determination.
Yes, sir. So, you were born just 25 days after the political assassination of your father. Can you explain what it was like growing up in the shadow of such a prolific figure who was tragically taken from us in such a publicized political way?
Where we at? It's like literally right down the street from where those assassinations of Chairman Frey and the 5th Lamar Clark occurred, like literally walking distance. In fact, we refer to it as one of our ground zeros. We say that's a day in which 2 of our twin towers, quote unquote, fell. 21-year-old Chairman Frey and 22-year-old the 5th Lamar Clark. I grew up in a city where, as opposed to how the old saying go, only names have changed. I grew up in a city where even the names haven't even changed.
Right.
You know, it just you still see remnants of it here as we speak now. But I grew up at a time with, the infamous Daily Machine, the mayor, who was the mayor of Chicago at the time when Chairman Frey and the 5th Lamar Clark was assassinated. In fact, his son, Mayor Daley Jr., was in play when I was framed and kidnapped and locked up and sentenced to 18 years.
Yes, sir.
On some trucked up charges. So just growing up, in fact, I remember a situation, high school I had attended, Providence, not too far from here, and I remember just even this school was acknowledged all on TV, talking this great school, academics, so on and so forth. But the way the principal would look at me, it was something different. And I remember asking some party members, I said, man, y'all know anything about this? They said, oh yeah, we forgot to tell you that we had took over that school to man the Black Studies program. And I was like, damn, that's what I should know. You know what I'm saying? So to grow up, the shadow with it and still to be, and it's been a disadvantage a lot of times to not even know, how, a lot of times people just look at the aspects of the law enforcement agencies, also the educational, you know what I'm saying? Even the
healthcare system,
healthcare,
all that,
you know what I'm saying? And
waste management in inner city neighborhoods.
All that.
Yeah.
I remember you just triggered something. I remember when I was released as I'm a former political prisoner.
Yes, sir.
And I remember going through the situations. In fact, a law just got passed recently. They talking about where prisoners won't have to go through as much to get their IDs. But I remember going through all the nonsense trying to get my ID. But going to they refer to as the social services, the aid office.
Yeah.
And I remember going there, you know what I'm saying, and that's humbling anyway, because anything the state do,
yes, sir.
They just in general they tend to degrade you. You know what I'm saying, deprive you of humanity. And I recall going there, and the social worker said, "Oh, Hampton," I said, yeah, and she got up with this dogma, this elitism, and she's like, "Oh yeah," she said, "Oh, you need us now to free no friend," and I said, "Damn!" And I remember pushing the table and walking up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So I said, "I won't compromise." So these some of the trickle down impacts, and even a lot of the bogus organizations that were raised up, because a lot of people, an element that people negate with the attack on authentic forces or legitimate resistance is also the added factor that the state raises up illegitimate resistance. And so just my presence, I would be in places and they represent the threat, because because people say, well, man, what's the potential if he does he know? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they get their benefits at the expense of the assassinations of such forces as Chairman Frey and the 5th Lamar Clark.
Yes, sir. So you were 13 years old when the civil lawsuit regarding your father's assassination was won. What was it like being so young and confronted with the proof of the state's involvement in your father's murder? And this is to be in comparison to potentially Malcolm X or Martin Luther King, who were also taken from us, but there's never been that conclusive state recognition of their involvement. Like, what was it like as just a young teenager coming to grips with the fact that the state assassinated my father?
Well, see, like similar to like even similar to just education in general, or people getting coming to grips with a lot of like different dynamics. Like say for example, structure. In fact, I just made a comment the other day. I said a lot of people's first context of structure is the judge or the lieutenant or army, some state dynamic. So I'm saying to say, growing up, it was clear. You know what I'm saying? The U.S. government, you know what I'm saying, assassinated Chairman Fred, assassinated the Fifth Mark Clark. And I mean, I would get in trouble in school for for acknowledging this. So with the price you pay with the state saying something, is, you know what I'm saying, even if they attempt to give you the real, they can't. It's euphanized. You know what I'm saying? Because they're arms of the state, so the court can never give the real deal dynamics of this assassination. So
the real justice.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like like I say. It's something we always knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I tell people, sometimes people come to grips, or a lot of times people become conscious one of three ways. You know, inspiration, aspiration, or desperation. Some people are inspired. You know what I'm saying? In fact, we get a saying in our community, we say, he turns more than meat black.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, Michael Jackson said it'll make a difference if you black or white one day. When that case comes down on them, the song changes. They don't really care about us. And a lot of people, when I try to talk about the politics, I'm not really into that, Chairman. It was 75 years in the concentration camps. You know what I'm saying? Their education level. You know what I'm saying? They want to learn. I talked about Cook County Jail being on toxic waste before it came out. You know what I'm saying? We talked about. I knew about Malcolm X being assassinated, but before Oliver Stone. You know, President John F. Kennedy being assassinated before Oliver Stone did a movie about it. Yep. So I get the raw. You know what I'm saying? And it's pros and cons of that. I get the raw. You know what I'm saying? So I grew knowing the background, you know what I'm saying, about Chairman Fred. So even they came with this euphanized, watered down acknowledgement, it's still, you know what I'm saying, of course, it's something that helps, because you got to utilize that too.
Yes, sir. Because
the reality is, as David Walker said in David Walker's Appeal, the most intelligent of African descent can lay out an assessment. It will become under doubt or suspicion. But a white person on any walk of life can say something, it's a fact. It's taken as a fact, you know what I'm saying? So of course, when the court said, of course, you know what I'm saying, you can see like the different atmosphere, like even in my schools, you know what I'm saying, like, okay, now the same system that took them out is acknowledged it, so it makes the road, the ride a little more easier.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? For my mental stability, I've been clear.
I want to talk about something that you touched on a little bit, and that's the unequal justice system when it comes to black versus white people. I'm a convicted felon. I was a convicted felon at 19 years old, but I'm a white person that's from the suburbs that was able to say, I have a drug problem, that's why I committed these crimes, and I got off relatively easily. Can you explain like the disparity of like how, you know, the white kids from the suburbs versus the black kids from the inner city are treated in the criminal justice system? What's
the actor? I just did see on social media, the actor, he got a big role in the Marvel. Just seen there's a post I just put up there. The actor, he's a famous actor. He just got so he had a lot of issues with law enforcement, a lot of cases. Famous Robert Downey Jr. Thank you, Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, right. Yeah. He's got a gun in the car.
Yeah. And it was this post up. And it showed him in the jail suit. And then showed the awards now.
Yep.
And I put a comment up there. I say it must be. You gotta be cautious. I know on social media you can't even say like the race. You can't use all these code words. So I said it must be white. Excuse me. Must be nice.
Yeah.
I said must be white. Must be nice. And that's we are realists. We're not racist. We're realists.
Yes, sir.
We recognize the race. In fact, that's the top tool utilized by capitalism. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
The race question. So and the impact and the effects can be recognized through, again, the health care or the we don't care health care, the judicial system, yes, you know, so who's sentenced to what, crack cocaine versus powder cocaine, the sentencing.
Yes, sir.
And it's a reality. In fact, you know, it's like in Chicago, we said there's a Chicago Chicago and there's a Chirac. You know what I'm saying? And you can see, like even to this, like even now there are different dynamics of gentrification, what you call the land grab. You can you on Madison right now. You can literally cross a block, shoot down the way to Austin, and it's like a different world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like literally, you know what I'm saying? Like a whole different world.
Yep.
Yeah. And the race dynamic plays a major role with that.
Absolutely. We just interviewed historian Gerald Horn last week regarding his newest book, Armed Struggle, which features the Panthers prominently. The book discusses the history of radical black communities in the United States and why the need for armed struggle appealed to them. In keeping with this theme, can you comment on the efficacy of armed struggle as a tool for liberation? And I don't mean like terrorism, but like having and knowing how to use a weapon and how that is, how that is effective for liberation.
The gun, like so many other dynamics, in many cases, people, in particular this country, benefits of people having a reactionary assessment of that. You know what I'm saying? They just say, okay, to detach that. Minister UEP Newton has struggled. In fact, his position was that they must even, he said, we must even politicize the gun. You know, the gun is political. Everything is political. In fact, you can literally trace the history of legislations in regards to the weaponry in this country to some dynamic in regards to black people in particular, whether it be the Emancipation Proclamation, historically, some sort of legislative come with guns, because in other words, it's not this overall objective position about guns. It's who does this system want to be armed and not to be armed. In fact, a blatant example with the Mulford Act, Senator Mulford, which a lot of people refer to as the Panther Bill, in which Minister UEP Newton issued Executive Mandate number 1 to walk down to the capital of California, Sacramento, California, May 2nd, 1967. And they went there to make and to put for the not only challenge this contradiction, and at the time, ironically, then Governor Ronald Wilson Reagan was coming in with a gun club. You were youth, you know what I'm saying? So ironically, so they coming in, so it's telling you the position. In fact, they not only cool, in certain communities, the white community in particular, it's encouraged.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying, to be armed and weaponry.
Absolutely.
And
Second Amendment.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But
it wasn't a problem until the black guys came up.
But as Minister UEP Newton again, as he said, with the Constitution, it comes down to our community, it's nothing more than pagan poetry. You know what I'm saying? So you see that contradiction. But in fact, also another quote, Minister UEP Newton said that an unarmed people is subject to slavery at any given time. You know what I'm saying? So that anyone, and Malcolm X has said that when someone comes to your home and they have a weapon, and, you know what I'm saying, you in a bad situation.
The worst.
But if they come out and they got a weapon and you got a weapon, it's called even Steven.
Yes, sir.
You look at like even how even play U.S. aggression where it took to move at. You see how it's kind of like the place like North Korea or whatever. It's not because of their, it's a populace of Capricorns or Virgos. They say, okay, you armed. That impacts how you deal with situations. You can look at local dynamics in Chicago. We're talking about even because a lot of people are under the impression that everyone, you know what I'm saying, that the gun laws, everybody can just run around armed. Chicago, ironically, has the most stringent, toughest gun law, you know what I'm saying? But you can see certain places where people hear about, you know what I'm saying, when people are armed to be able to defend themselves, even in what, you know what I'm saying, people call, local, I don't like to use that term, they call black on black crime. We don't need that term.
All crime is intraracial largely.
When I come, they say, oh, here comes Chairman Fred, you blame everything on the system. And we do. But that dynamic, again, to recognize again, the gun as well as anything else is political.
Yes, sir.
It's political.
So earlier this year, the organization that we're representing right now, which is called Subversive History, we went down to Colombia, the country Colombia, and we raised funds on our stream to donate food to refugee camps of displaced indigenous people in Bogota. The act was, in respect, inspired by the legacy of the Black Panther Party free food program. I just want to show you a couple pictures. We'll edit these in. Right. Here's me in the refugee camp. That's me right there. There's all the food that we had. There's the van full of diapers, food, rice, and I want to show you, I was wearing this shirt when I went and I did that. It's a People's Free Food Program. So I just wanted to ask you, essentially, Can you speak on the impact of the Black Panther Party's practice of providing food and other resources to those in need, and how this has inspired so many, including myself, to do similar campaigns?
I'm incapable of giving laying out the impact that the Black Panther Party. In fact, I said we have a chapter in Brazil, the Black Panther Party.
Oh yeah, I had no idea.
Chairwoman, Deputy Chairwoman Suzette, and I think it was in Sao Paulo. I forget what we was at. We went through the favelas and other places, and it blew me away. Yep. People don't speak English. I'm talking the respect for the Black Panther Party. I said, and I'm all humble. I said that great visionary Minister UEP Newton himself,
yes, sir,
cannot assess the impact that the Black Panther Party had. You know what I'm saying? It transcends geographical,
yes, sir,
gender, and generational lines. Mm-hmm. The politics. And the impact you can go through this area right through these communities right here. You know what I'm saying? You go through this ironic. It's Breonna Taylor's auntie. Just,
oh no way.
That's her just walking up. Free them all. You know what I'm saying? That's brother. That's Jacob Blake's, who's in Wisconsin. That's his father.
Wow.
Coming from Stan McKinley, Black Panther Party. Yes, indeed. Yes, man. These boys, you be on the battlefield with us all the time. So man, legendary.
Yes.
Still, we just got back from. I don't want to sidetrack from your question. But
no, you're good.
We just came back from Ferguson, Mike Brown time.
Yep.
It's still just kind of weird standing 10 years, you know what I'm saying? The 10-year anniversary.
Right. Yeah.
And the resistance, the energy, phenomenal. We was honored to get out there on the battlefield with
them.
Yes, sir. But to answer your question, again, the impact, and you know what I'm saying, whether people consciously, unconsciously, a lot of people the role of the Black Panther Party, what it did, it's ongoing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm not sure if this is a little bit controversial. Feel free if you don't want to answer this, but there's a relatively popular book written on the assassination of your father, written by someone named Jeffrey Haas, who is described as a founder of the People's Law Office. It has been brought to my attention by comrades here in Chicago that this may not be the most accurate depiction of the situation. Would you care to take the opportunity to correct the record, considering that popularity of the book?
We go back to our initial point about self-determination.
Yes, sir.
And even from him, Hans himself, he said he had seen Chairman Fred speak when he got released from prison when he was released from prison, spoke once, and came in contact with him once. In so many cases, whether it be nefarious or naivety to whatever case, that even writing this and other, it brought to my attention that there's another book that's been put out, and it's stuff that people, to be able to speak on our own terms. And the deal is, there's a certain amount of subjectivity that comes from everyone.
Yes, sir.
And when you go to sell a Remington rifle on a farm, you ask the rabbit how the Remington rifle look. You know what I'm saying? That rabbit got a different assessment than the hunter.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And it's so much. It's like in the work we do right now with the Black Panther Party Cubs. I could imagine people trying to assess so many different dynamics. You know what I'm saying? The politics, to be inside that, and to be, to have people that was literally there. Just even how the Rainbow Coalition. You know what I'm saying? From the naked eye, that seems like this. Oh, this just everybody's came together. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And people, and we all impacted. We all, everyone. You know what I'm saying? As Field Marshal George Jackson said, capitalism not only affects the economy, it affects the psychic of the people. And this was one of the dynamics we had to struggle with, even to the point that on the set movie Judas and the Black Messiah, we not just to be consulted, be cultural experts. See, we had to go on there. We had to do damage control for a lot of misinformation that people had gave out there. Yep. In fact, I remember vividly. I was like, because I was struggling with some forces, and I said, wait a minute, this is naive. It's it's a line. And so finally, some of these bogus books that were not authorized came out. And the deal is, I said, well, this person's how they saw certain things, but in the book. you're taking, like I said, like like politics, like the language, the jargon. Like, people talk about, discuss about ebonics, whatever. It's certain things that you can be outside and the way you see it, from your perspective.
Right.
And it's one thing to say, well, it's good we got people. You say, well, we got people that's actually there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. And I remember seeing, for example, that's why we were fortunate to come up with a dream team. Yep. You know what I'm saying? To respect that, and Ryan Coogler, director, we struggled, and it came out that his auntie stayed across the street from the Black Panther Party, put that first stop sign up there. So you know what I'm saying? So it's some dynamic that he can relate. You know what I'm saying? So we end up, having an ongoing, relationship. But I remember struggles. For example, the scene when Chairman walks into the Young Patriots.
Yep.
Initially when he walked in, the young
Confederate flag,
the Confederate flag is there, but also who they portraying Preacher Man. He was like on a podium, and it was like a light behind him. He looking down at Chairman. I remember. I turned the table. I said, well, I turned the table over. And these stores you see right here, they know me. I done drove down on them, because a lot of them stores used to have, when you walk in, the merchants, they gonna be up on these podiums, look down at you. You know what I'm saying? See, everything political. I forgot that. I think it was Queen Nzinga. I think the Portuguese, the British was meeting with her, and when she came in, they were sitting down, and they didn't have no. They let them till they had no seat for her. Her soldiers knew automatically. They got on all fours.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? See, these are political dynamics that a lot of times, and some people say, well, just explain to them. People, we have to recognize that some people are incapable. Back to the coalition with the indigenous community. It's certain. We have our coalition with different forces, and I respect self-determination. They can speak on their own terms. You know what I'm saying? I just came back from the Lakotas.
Lakota, yeah.
And I was just down there, you know what I'm saying? And I was honored. You know what I'm saying? They brought us in, you know what I'm saying? They brought us in an honorary position, so on, you know what I'm saying? But it's certain dynamics I can never attempt to speak for the indigenous community. 100%. And I know that. It's not that I'm stupid.
No.
There's no classes, no degrees, no law. You know what I'm saying? I respect that self-determination.
Right. So what you're essentially saying is the same way that you shouldn't necessarily speak on a Lakota issue, the person that wrote that book maybe wasn't the correct person to be speaking on Chairman Friend.
And the deal is, see, it's certain things that are pulled with the black community in particular.
Yes, sir.
That people don't pull up community. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And even deeper in the race question, also the class. Like for example,
from a different class.
For example, when we got this wall, when we first get this wall put up here.
Yeah.
You should have seen the different organizations that try to struggle with us. Some black organizations that said we're gonna put all of them. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not. And see, the politics is so dynamic. Like we went through a lot of struggles. Like, matter of fact, the initial picture was a force from Chile. He spoke no English. He speak no English. And I was in Detroit at the World Social Forum. I'm talking to him, showing the video. He was doing murals with someone else. So the comrades Rebel Diaz, we talking to him. So they came up here. So he said he gonna come up here, and they said the brother who's on the place over there he said any wall you want to get, Chairman, you can get. Yep. So some people didn't understand the significance. They were like, okay, there's another big wall over there. And I said, no, he can't get that wall. I said he has to be facing the masses. Downtown is that way. That's the Ivory Tower.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My point exactly. There are different the intricacies. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's all political.
Damn right. And then we had some struggles. Like initially, there was some words put up, and so the artist had this different word. I said, no, it can't be that type of word. You know what I'm saying? So everything, you know what I'm saying? And see, in music, you know what I'm saying? And you look at, like, that's why, like, I tell people, like, it's like the propaganda bombs. I don't want to get on commercial with nobody, but Sexy Red and the rest of these solution. These are people who are, you know what I'm saying, solution, Gratian, the live corns. They grab these individuals who are not connected to the black community. You know what I'm saying? And then you raised up. And you know what I'm saying? And the damage it does. You know what I'm saying? So even with the champion, this is a unique dynamic with the Rainbow Coalition. To be able to form that on our turn, you know what I'm saying? Like even I was at an event. Slim Coleman, he had passed, and you know what I'm saying, they worked this support like in the early, later on with the Black Panther Party, so on and so forth. And another youngster, so she said to me, she said, I noticed when you were there, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, how you mentioned Chairman Fred, I can pick up the difference, you know what I'm saying, the other people, you know what I'm saying, there's other forces there, some of the fires, and because a lot of times people's way of thinking, you know what I'm saying, is color, you know what I'm saying, their way of thinking is automatic. Dogs supposed to chase cats, cats supposed to chase mice, and white folks in control. Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to put nobody on Front Street real quick, but I'm going to say this, you know, this ain't, I'm going to say, we had a struggle the other day. I had a struggle the other day. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Young man is out here, there's no state on here, no. And I was struggling about the term chairman. Okay. And I, you know what I'm saying? I said, man, it's not egotistical, you know what I'm saying? And I can, you know, and I say, man, it's ingrained in you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you don't even know it, you can't even say it. But automatically you'll say Professor such and such, Reverend such and such. You know what I'm saying? These are different dynamics. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's one thing to have people that's not there to talk about who Chairman Fred is. You say, well, it's a concerted effort to always go get. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We stand on our. We honor it. We don't speak the Queen's English. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. We as Malcolm X said, even our mistakes belong to us.
So you mentioned music in that, what you were talking about there, and I actually have a musical question for you. You were referenced in the Dead Prez song, Behind Enemy Lines. Can you explain how you came to be prominently shouted out in what is my opinion the best political hip-hop album of all time?
So ironic you told me, because in fact I posed, because we had a discussion, at the time, the Free Fred case, I mentioned earlier, I'm a former political prisoner. Free Fred. And I remember when I met Dave Chappelle, he said that song word for word. Yeah, the block party, I came uninvited with that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we laugh about that. But they, I was given a trumped up charge of aggravated arson with snake clown for firebomb these stores. And during the trial, quote unquote trial, the legal lynching, it was brought up, it was questioned if the arson, if it even happened. So I locked up in an international campaign, the Free Fred, you know what I'm saying? One lady named Mama D, she said this, so she said, they tried to figure out mantra, so she said, Free Fred's son. And we drew the correlation from Mayor Daley's scene to Mayor Daley here, and it was all systems go. I'm talking about the people. I'm talking about, matter of fact, the brother Wallace was there, he told my mother, even my mother coming in, that place was open. My mother walking up in there, freezing cold, getting the petitions, you know what I'm saying? The different street organizations. I mean, they had the GDs, the Stone Invite, they had the Free Fred on their socks. It was spray painted everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And the song, A Day of Prayer, you know what I'm saying? It was a campaign that really, in contrast, if you can't think of that time period, I don't know how old you are. 33. Okay, so even this discussion we having now, don't take it for granted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm very happy.
It's, you know, I'm talking that time period, like the terms like political prisoner, or they, like, you know what I'm saying, people couldn't even grasp that, you know what I'm saying? So we were innovative to get all those, how can we get this out to the people? A lot of campaigns that people talk political prisoners, they would block the people away. You know what I'm saying? It was an arrogance, or if you know what the amicus brief is, you can't be involved in this. You know what I'm saying? So we got on board with the Free Mumia, the Free Manager.
I live in Philadelphia. I'm from Philadelphia. Free Mumia.
We got Free Mumia and Free Mall. You know, so we got some legends coming up here right now. They'll be right back.
From the Move movement, right?
Yeah. Mike Africa will be here in a minute. Minister of Conversation, Pam Africa. But that helped. That was what we refer to now, the Black Panther Party Cubs, is the code of culture. You know what I'm saying? We said too many of us sing for some cats be talking about some bling bling. So that was to get that out, because a lot of times with these cases, it's intentional that the ruling class, and a lot of times, you know, those who claim to be having solidarity, they tell you, well, I'm going to help you, but the deal is I'm going to control it. Right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say, well, I mean, I don't want to come to court with it. Okay, what can you do? You know what I'm saying? That's so the piece was a propaganda bomb. Yes, sir. For the people.
So I got one last question for you. Thank you again for your time. We have the DNC in town, and as we speak, we have thousands of people gathering in the streets, getting ready to protest the event for a ceasefire in Gaza. Interestingly, there was a similar protest in Chicago during the 1968 DNC against the Vietnam War, which was a historical moment of civil unrest. Can you give your perspective on the importance of the current protest movement we see today?
I was, we having some conversation. I was saying, like, you know, history, you know, so many similar events, you know, like just even and aside from the DNC being here, like even the climate.
Yep.
Then U.S. President Lyndon Baines Johnson,
yep.
you know, saying he want to run, and the type of
Joe Biden said he's not going to run. There's so many similarities. Yeah.
Nixon, the Trump, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The different dynamics, you know what I'm saying? And at that time, when the contradictions are being heightened, and also the U.S. aggression, you know what I'm saying? I mean, which it was nothing new with Vietnam, but in fact, the U.S. itself acknowledged they made a mistake by even showing it on the media. Yeah. They say they made a mistake by that, you know what I'm saying? It was a common discussion, what was going on, you know, the contradictions being heightened, you know what I'm saying? What's going on over in Vietnam? What, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to there's a given, like, okay, you know, we over there, you know, fighting to save the world, whatever. There were certain questions that were being asked, certain discussions, good, bad, or indifferent, how you felt about it. That was a political climate. And you see, like even now, I was in debate. Cause like this event we called tonight was like a last minute call.
Yes, sir.
I said we had to seize the time. You know what I'm saying? Because you got like lots of people ask me, well, would you go? Why, Chairman? Why don't you get this ready? Why didn't you do this earlier? Blah. We are serving the people, especially in reactionary times. You have to study the people, the post. You know what I'm saying? What can be moved? You know what I'm saying? Where the people political conscience level was at. And people can relate to it now because they're seeing certain situations, like when they look at just even this recent decision now with Vice President Kamala Harris being placed as opposed to Biden. Yep. This is they're on a pivot. They studying. You know what I'm saying? It's a
damage control.
Damage control. It's not. And so this is how we have to move all the time. But you know what I'm saying? When stuff imperialism is in crisis, it's in crisis, and you see different dynamics. You know what I'm saying? And you see such forces like even with Nixon, because Nixon was so reactionary. So then he called. He said, "Wire the house." So they try to explain to him. They no, so you live. He said, "Wire it up." You know what I'm saying? He called for the wire taps to be put in there. Yep. And you start seeing like a lot of people believe that the government doesn't lie. White people don't lie. You see the contradiction being heightened. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So even now, it's like I can't give you the exact number, but the U.S. aggression is happening. I mean, there are places that the U.S. is at that people think they gone. But I mean, Philippines, they like bad luggage. Once they go, there ain't no leaving. You know what I'm saying? They like tell you if they come drop some bag of rice and help you out, they'll be gone by tomorrow. They there. Yep. So. I was saying how eerie, it's like way out, and I was saying what's the odds of us being right down the street? Yes, sir. So we had to seize the time. So today we doing the pre-people's convention. Just to, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times people saying, Chairman, why did you get this out? This flyer just got done like a few minutes ago, and you got to be on your heels. And August 30th is the annual Chairman Fred Streets probably do every year for his birthday. Yes, sir. We got to be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Even when it's not popular. Our last year flyer, the Montgomery Brawl. That was the folding chair. That was the front of it. See, we in Fight for Power, Minister UEP News say, power is the ability to define phenomenon and make it act in desired manner. Power is the ability to define phenomenon and make it act in desired manner. You look at cases where Geronimo with the indigenous people, he took the ghost dance. You know what I'm saying? He worked it. You know, that's when the colonists said, "Oh, outlaw that." You know what I'm saying? No more ghost dances. You know what I'm saying? You seen where Reverend Nat Turner, he put it into the ground and said the church was a phenomenon. He defined it. He said, "Praise the Lord, past admonition." Yeah, don't let him read anymore. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Stop." You know what I'm saying? Let slaves read anymore. When they work in their interests, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Harry Tubman used Negro spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Chairman Fred defined the organizational question. He politicized these cats. You know what I'm saying? He defined the race question. You know what I'm saying? Defined it and up the ante. This dynamic right now. So a lot of people don't even have a discussion about no convention, but right now it's happening. So we seizing the time. So we say, okay. When y'all get through the Republican convention, the Democratic convention, you get through with the elephants and the donkeys, come see what's happening with the Panthers. You know what I'm saying? Sir. We having the People's Convention August 31st at the Caron Center. You know what I'm saying? Over in Washington, on the west side of Chicago. But just it's so many similarities. I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, like, because I sometimes had these feelings like when I was in Menard, the Notorious prison, the Notorious concentration camp. Chairman Fred was put there in 1969. Wow. When they had me on the circuit, transfer me around, when they came to get me out of Pontiac in 1999, and they was saying transfer, and And I heard that word Menard, I was like, damn, it was eerie. Like, here we go again, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I'd be not no macabre way, but like, damn, okay, is there assassination next? You know what I'm saying? Because the deal is like a spiral, history moving in spiral, though, you know what I'm saying? But there's so many that we got to seize the time, because these are reactionary times right now.
Sir.
And you need certain reactionary elements and certain reactionary discussion to even have a discussion about revolutionary times. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you can want to have certain discussion, do certain, but it can be premature. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you know what I'm saying? Up the end, to draw the correlation, even though, you know what I'm saying? You say, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people be so dejected, be in their own world. You can't talk about Gaza, you can't talk about what's happening in the world. You so caught in your own little bubble right there. So right now it's a climbing. How do you feel about it? Just have some, the discussion has to happen.
Yes, sir. Okay, so that's going to conclude our interview. One thing I do want to say, though, Subversive History is making a donation to the Hampton House. Hampton House is Chairman Fred Hampton's childhood home in Maywood, Illinois. They are fighting to be able to preserve this house as a historical landmark here in Illinois. Can you let the people know, if they're listening and they want to support, not only where they can support you, where they can help to maintain the Hampton House or any other things that you're doing that they can tune in and help?
Appreciate that, right on, because you know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? And we throw the word war around like the cliches, you know what I'm saying? That we need support, war chest, you know what I'm saying? But the hamptonhouse.org, hit the donate button, cash app, $ save the Hampton House. This is the location where Chairman Fred grew up at, you know what I'm saying? And we don't just acknowledge it in an abstract way. We got the community refrigerator right there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we do our radio program, the Free Amount Radio, from right there at the Hampton House. Come see it for yourself, 804 South 17th Avenue, Maywood, Illinois. But we need your support, you know what I'm saying, to come on out there. Again, we've been on for this campaign to come up now. Not this campaign, this event, this monumental event. That's this is the pre-People's Convention. This is, you know what I'm saying, get you warmed up, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The pre-People's Convention. But we coming up now, the August 30th, which would have been Chairman Fred's 76th birthday. Last year, the city acknowledged it as an official holiday. We've been saying this all the time. But August 30th, we're gonna be right there at Ground Zero, 2337 West Monroe / We're gonna change. We're gonna fight for the Chairman Fred out the way. Then we coming out here at 2 o'clock. We're gonna have the street party. We're gonna have the theme for that is They Not Like Us. They not like us. Then Saturday, August 31st, is going to be at the Carrington. Oh, excuse me, I forgot to mention. Friday morning, we're going to be at 67 Green at the Nicholas Lee Center. We're going to have the free breakfast program that morning, and the Spurgeon Jake Winters free medical center. You know, so that's happening. That's Friday morning. Saturday, Carrington. Sunday, we're going to Maywood. We're going to Maywood. We're going to start off at the Irving Elementary School, the school he attended. We're doing a caravan through all the locations. You know what I'm saying? Chairman Fred is at. You know, that's Sunday, August 31st. But go to I think it's thehamptonhouse.org now. Go to thehamptonhouse.org. Again, it's cash app, save the Hampton House. And again, we got some heavies up just coming in already. You know what I'm saying? We got forces on that. Right on. Respect, brother. Right on. We got some heavy forces coming in. I mean heavy, you know what I'm saying? And so if y'all ain't got here, and I know a lot of people come to Chicago, you know what I'm saying? They coming in for Democratic Convention.
Yeah.
So if you're here, stay here. Stay here. Because the deal is, when the ruling class acknowledges it's okay to have certain discussions, certain people have certain discussions. You know what I'm saying? They have, like, for example, you can go back during the era of the Civil War.
Yes, sir.
You seen people having certain discussions. I remember when the U.S. was at Iraq. I'm in the Acorn Projects in Oakland, California, and I'm talking to this cat. He said, "Yeah, man, Saddam Hussein, he violated the no-fly zone." I was like, I said, "Where you get this from?" You know what I'm saying? So that's the time people are having certain discussions now. So let's have that. But we're having a people's convention. We want to talk about the reparations, the pipeline, the drilling. You know, so we have the disc community with Mumi Abu Jamal, Imam Jamal Amin. You know what I'm saying? You know that about it. You know, we get these spokesperson from the Mumi Abu Jamal campaign. This right here, this with us right now. This is Pam Africa. You know, this conference is Pam Africa. We got the Young Lords, the President Rainbow Coalition. You know what I'm saying? I just mentioned Breonna Taylor's auntie. She's here.
They're back there.
Right there. Yep. Jacob Blake, who's shot 7 times by Wisconsin police. We got Mike Brown's father coming in. man, we got some pop, man. Dr. Umar Johnson coming to speak, you know what I'm saying? We got, man, Delbert Africa was the movie, you know what I'm saying, former political prisoner. And Minister Chuckles of the Black Panther Party, their daughter, just here with us right now. So it's a lot of energy here. It's going to be a lot more energy, you know what I'm saying? So again, if you here, stay here. If you ain't, you know what I'm saying, y'all make y'all way up here because it's going down August 30th and it's going to be intense, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you. So what do they say, share, post, put it on, it ain't Twitter no more, it's X, whatever.
We got YouTube, it's going to go up on YouTube.
Oh, it's on YouTube, yeah, right on. Put it everywhere.
Chairman Fred Hampton Jr., thank you so much for having this conversation.
Right on, thank you.
Thank you so much.
So don't run around here trying to make friends with somebody who's depriving you of your rights. They're not your friends. No, they're your enemies. And treat them like that and fight them, and you'll get your freedom. My repertoire is USSR. Be a low style, got thrown out the car. Guys with subversive plots. They'll call you an extremist or subversive or red radical. Guys with subversive plots. Red radical and fight them. Capitalism and democracy. Capitalism and democracy are not synonymous. We do the self like ants in a colony. Organize the wealth